Cine Más SF contributes to the Bay Area's diverse creative scene with special events centered on Latino arts, including visual, performance, and literary arts. Here to tell us more about this year's Latino Film Festival is Festival Director Lucho Ramirez. Lucho, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Yes, really excited to talk about Cine Más SF. I know a lot of amazing things that are coming, but for our viewers who maybe never heard of the festival, Lucho,
How could that be?
I know, right? How? But just in case they didn't, give us the lowdown.
Right, so Cine Más SF produces the annual San Francisco Latino Film Festival, and we've been going strong for 15 seasons. And we showcase works by and about Latino filmmakers, whether they're from here in San Francisco to those that are scattered around the world. It's really a matter of what the production is about and who's on screen.
Amazing. So this year, like you said, you've been doing it for over 15 years now. Lucho, what makes this year so much, maybe more unique and different from years prior?
I think it's that we're in a kind of a post-COVID sort of life, and so it almost feels like this is year one once again.
Really?
In a way, because it's exciting to be back at the theaters with almost a whole program as opposed to a truncated one.
Yeah.
And filmmakers are coming back. They're flying in from different parts of the world, parts of the States, and so it feels a little bit like it really is happening.
For the first time.
For the first time, yeah.
That's a good thing, though.
Yeah,
Anytime something feels like it's happening for the very first time, that means it's very exciting.
It is. It's very exciting. So, yeah, so that's what makes it new. And what makes it different this year, I think, is that almost all of the programming really was based on submissions.
And let's talk a little bit about what was submitted and what people can expect when they come to the festival. Any films that you'd like to really highlight?
There are so many films. You don't want to pick a favorite, but I'll mention a few that come to mind. I love our opening night film, which is Mo. It's produced by, directed by Jose Luis Valenzuela, and his wife is the screenplay writer.
Oh, wow.
So they're a dynamic duo that work together in theater, and they've brought this to the screen, and it took a long time for it to produce, but it includes a lot of talent that's been in Latino film and stage for many, many years. So that's one of the great ones to include in a milestone year. But there's a lot of others, the romantic comedies. We don't normally have those. We were talking about exploring different parts of the world. That's a great way of doing it, and just sort of escaping film and these romantic comedies or just dark comedies, and of course the thrillers and the drama.
Gotta have a little bit of everything.
We have to have a little bit of everything. And film is just a great way of checking out different parts of the world and reconnecting with culture.
I agree, and it really is a great way to bring community together, bring people together, which really sounds like another crucial part of the, Cine Más SF Latino Film Festival.
Right. I mean, it's a celebration of culture. It's a celebration of our identity. A lot of times we talk about mainstream or Hollywood films and the lack of visibility on screen, especially. And so in this kind of a forum, both independent filmmakers and talent you could basically see their work on screen and in the production. And so it's really exciting to have a community of filmmakers that will be here, whether in spirit with their films or when we gather here on an opening or a filmmaker event like we're having on Saturday for independent filmmakers to meet each other.
Amazing. And what exactly would you say is the main reason, bringing Cine Más SF to San Francisco and to the Bay Area to celebrate Latino films? Well,
media, film, TV is really important. It's almost like if you don't, like they say about the social media, if you don't take a picture of it, or it didn't happen. And it's the same thing can be said about film and TV. It's like if we're not on the screen, it's as if we don't exist.
That's true.
And yet the demographics of every major metropolitan area has a big Latino community. So that's what's important. It's just to see ourselves reflected on screen and to see just the work of of films that are produced outside the United States as well.
Yeah, I agree. Well, when people come to the film festival, give us all the dates and the details, what they can expect.
Right, so we run for 2 weeks, but really for the first week it's in person, so you can go to cinemasSF.org to get details on all the different venues, including the Roxy Theater, Opera Plaza Cinema, Yerba Buena Center for the Arts, and the good old Mission Cultural Center. And then for the second week, after the 8th, you can catch some of the programming online. So we're still maintaining some of that hybrid model that everybody was doing. And it's also a good way for those that don't necessarily come out just yet, that they can access some of the program as well.
Okay, so everybody can really still experience Cine Más SF, it sounds like, because you're still holding on to that virtual part for the people who maybe don't want to come outside.
Exactly. I think that people were cocooning, and so, and so I think that actually works for us as well, as it allows us to have the program a little bit longer, as opposed to just having 1 or 2 screenings of a film.
That makes a lot of sense. So, Lucho, before I let you go, as the director, what do you hope people take away from Cine Más SF and the Latino Film Festival?
I think that people can see that the community is very diverse, the filmmaking is very diverse, there's different ways of telling stories, and that you don't necessarily need a lot of CGI or anything like that in order to produce a film. A lot of productions are actually, in the U.S., would be considered low budget, but you see the stories and the beautiful filmmaking that's being done, and you'd say, like, yeah, but this is a really entertaining film.
Yeah.
So I think that that's what makes the showcase so amazing. Well,
I'm really excited. I know a lot of our viewers are as well. So it's going to be kicking off one more time. The first date.
First date tomorrow, the 28th at the Roxy Theater, 6:45. Visit our website, cinemassf.org, for more details. But we're there at the Roxy, then travel around San Francisco at different spaces.
Marvelous. Thank you so much, Lucho, for joining us here today on Live.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, we appreciate it.